It's the Fellowship of the Geeks Show, brought to you through the support of the following: Awesome Comics at GalaxyCollegeDallas.com, SciFiFX.com, and Voodoo Gingerbread Graphics. Music courtesy of FreePlayMusic.com. You can contact the Fellowship at email@thefellowshipofthegeeks.net. And now, on with the show! Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Fellowship of the Geeks show for the week of July 16th, 2013. My name is Thomas Chick, and joining me tonight via the miracle of Google Hangout is Mike Marlowe.
Hello.
We...
The Disco King is in the house.
Les has finally decided he's done being upstaged by us.
You gotta say something, Les, so we can see you.
Something less.
Something more. Disco Stew.
Going classic.
Stew.
That's impressive.
That's Les Webster, who's not getting enough
Even
sleep,
both.
obviously.
Or attention, for that matter.
Great outfit. Great outfit. What? This old thing?
Outfit? What outfit?
And from the website A Galaxy Called Dallas, James Pickering.
I don't know that guy.
Woo! This is
I
going to be a fun night, I know.
So it would seem.
Yeah.
Well, the TV show must be over. I hear the kid moving.
Oh boy.
Oh, she's got great timing.
Well, if you need to leave us momentarily, that's okay.
I'm just going to go take care of business, that's all.
There you go, because I just saw her. She did her Hitchcock impersonation.
Come here, kid!
Sneak it up behind you.
She's walking back to the bedroom. She must have got the can of beer and the pretzels that she wanted.
Oh, there you go.
I've told her to be self-sufficient.
What kind of beer?
Root beer. I'm not stupid. I saved that stuff for me.
She got the O'Doul.
Bud Light, Coors Light.
Daddy said to call it apple cider in front of other adults.
Pepsi.
We will not be seeing her next week because CPS will be by.
I was at Target. I was at Target the other day talking to my little brother on the phone, and she happened to have an icy in her hand, and she was moving around, and she slipped, and boy, she almost dropped that. And I go, "Hang on, brother," and I said, "You drop that, and I will show people a brand new way to beat a child." And then I got to thinking about it. I think somebody's going to call CPS on me. You forget there are people that might be listening and, be a little self-righteous.
The NSA is going to call CPS on you.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, some lady made the mistake of telling my dad about how he was disciplining us when we were little, and my dad said, "You don't like it, you can hang around, and you're next." It changes attitudes fast.
So, for tonight's topic, we figured just do.
We figured we'd talk about the elephant in the room.
Where?
It starts,
I don't see it.
Does it actually start tomorrow?
The
they wait
preview
till
night.
Thursday?
Preview night is tomorrow night.
Yep.
With San Diego Comic-Con getting real the next couple days, which one of us will be attending in person. Won't mention who, Les.
Cub reporter on the scene.
Yeah, Disco Les.
Disco Stew.
The Cub Reporter.
You got to wear that outfit at the con at least one day. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
They may actually, mistake him for Disco Stew.
You never know. Someone would probably take a picture if he's wearing that.
Oh, hell
Don't
yeah.
show up.
Keep walking by the G4 booth. You never know what'll happen.
I don't think they'll have a booth this year.
They're supposed to be there. I've
Who's
seen the
that?
commercial.
Oh, G4?
G4. I mean, I know they're not supposed to be around anymore, but I've seen a commercial for them saying that they're going to be there covering it, so I don't know about a booth, but whoever is still there with the network will be there because everybody else is gone.
Yeah.
Everybody that you know is gone.
Right. Anybody who actually commanded a salary
Yeah.
is gone.
Yeah. So tonight we figured we would just kind of regale you with some of our favorite and maybe not so favorite memories of past cons, conventions. Just have a little fun tonight. Not like we don't have fun when we do these.
Everybody
go
have
ruin
fun
it.
tonight.
Just why ruin it,
Yeah. So, who would like to go first? Don't everybody jump at once. Well, now we know Mike's going to be going last.
Well, first of all, what's so special about San Diego, huh?
I don't know.
Is anybody
Les?
Or naval base.
I was going to say, is Les the only one that's been there?
I have not been there.
See, I've been to San Diego. I was there in the Navy, but
Not necessarily the same thing.
yeah, I know. Well, no, it's not. Yeah. Hey, sailor is a totally different thing.
Mm.
Hello, sailor.
Whoa.
That voice sounds.
That was too good.
Hey, I remember you. October 1988.
1988? Wow.
And you said I was a real good sport. That's
Yeah, well,
that's
the
a
money was
Carlo
green.
joke.
What can I say?
Les, you know which one I'm talking about, right? Well, never mind. We'll talk about it later. It's a George Carlin joke, probably way before anybody's time. So anyway,
Les is being very, very quiet about this.
Just taking it in.
but I guess that's my my question is what makes San Diego Comic-Con so much. That's the place to be if you're into pop culture, comic book culture, that kind of thing. Why not Chicago, New York, or why not Dallas? Is it because it's been around longer than everybody else? Is it because why do they get the big names?
Well, they get the big names because they get Hollywood gets
They're
involved.
so close to LA. That's
Yeah,
a big
Is it the proximity thing?
yeah.
I think it's a lot.
Yeah, the proximity of
height issue.
the big movie companies there will pull in people for both movies and TV.
Yeah.
You'll get a lot of new releases. I remember one year I saw the first episode of Supernatural there for the first time, and I was hooked immediately. So yeah, it's one of those places you can actually mingle with some of those stars too. So this year, I'm sure one of the big things will be the Doctor Who panel.
50th
So-
anniversary, yeah.
Everybody will want to know who the new Doctor's to be. The rumored
Guys.
leading of Matt Smith.
Yeah, since it was a rumor that they were going to reveal it the other night at Royal Albert Hall, and that never came to. I was glued to my Twitter feed for 20 minutes trying to figure that out. And
20 whole minutes, huh?
yeah, then they debunked the rumor. Before Twitter, it would have taken several days to debunk that rumor, but
Right.
God bless Twitter.
Here's the thing about some of these rumors, and I don't understand this because I saw an article, I guess it was over the weekend, regarding Pacific Rim, and apparently there was a rumor that at the end of the movie there was going to be a teaser for the Godzilla flick. Now, this was a rumor, but apparently the article said, well, obviously there was no Godzilla teaser at the end of Pacific Rim, and some of the responses was like, "Oh man, I'm pissed off. There was no like, well, it was a rumor,
Yeah.
you know." You're getting pissed off over a rumor? I mean, oh my god!
They should have heard that there was going to be a rumor, and knowing that there wasn't going to be a rumor, they should have made it true.
Yeah.
My internet has failed me.
And yet again, God bless Twitter.
See, before Twitter, people would have thought, hey, we could start a rumor about Godzilla. Oh, but it would take so much time to get all that word out. We're not going to do it. And nowadays with Twitter, I mean, you just type a sentence, 140 characters, and boom, it's gone. You know.
Oh yeah.
God bless Twitter.
How many times have we heard stories of a celebrity being dead that started off on Twitter?
Yeah. Well, and then I tried the other night to start up my own rumor in the wake of Sharknado. I started Piranha Cane, and I got 2 retweets, and that was it. I was expecting it to be worldwide within minutes, and nothing. Didn't pick up nothing. Will Wheaton had some kind of Piranha-nado or something like that. I'm like, that's the best you could come up with? Will Wheaton?
Well, Will Wheaton, so enough said.
Oh, I still like my Piranha King. Thought that was inspired.
I must have missed that one somehow. Piranha Kane's good.
Piranha Kane's pretty cool.
Part of the problem, though, is that the whole Sharknado thing was still happening like 2 days later. And
Well, yeah, they're rebroadcasting Thursday night.
people kind of weren't over it yet, and so I think the deal was you were too soon.
That's a possibility. Maybe I didn't time it just right.
Yeah.
Gotta work on that.
The furor died down a little first.
Well, you can retweet it again.
I can always
You
do
can-
that.
You can get in your personal account and retweet. Did you do it your personal account, or you did it with the
No.
Galaxy Call Dallas?
Galaxy Dallas,
There you go. You can go back and retweet it now. It might catch on now. Who knows?
And well, I'm about ready. I'm almost there to top 500 followers. So maybe if I hit top, maybe if I say, hey, you know what, for y'all, as soon as we hit 500, I'm going to release a special message, and let that be the special message. And then all of a sudden, upon sending it out, my follower base goes, oh, I got 30 people following me.
So what you're gonna
say, jerk.
So basically, I'm going to jump the shark.
so you're gonna have something that says, "Be sure to drink Ovaltine."
There you go.
Yeah. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. All right, so basically, San Diego Comic-Con has got proximity. It's when did it first come out? 73, 74? Is that when
Something like that.
So it's probably had a lot longer to germinate, ovulate, whatever, fester. It's a boil on the bottom of San Diego.
Oh no, San Diego makes all the money for that 5-day span.
Well, and then, to go on and have, Stan Lee say it's still not enough. And so now he's got, what, WonderCon? Is that the one he does?
I don't know. He's tied into a couple of them.
But, it's, I look back and yeah, it's great, but, Les, I just feel like we're never going to see you again because you're going to step off into that maelstrom. Whoosh, it's going to be like a mosh pit of cosplay, and we're never going to see you again.
It's like I've explained. On the dealer's floor, you just pick up your feet and let the crowd carry you and kind of signal that you need off at this aisle, and they kind of drop you, and you're on your own then.
Like moths to a flame.
It's amazing. I asked you before if you'd read Bleeding Cool this month, and the publication has a picture of the convention center taken from a hotel a couple of blocks away, and in the picture you can see taxis. Now, it looked like there was nothing going on at that time, which was good, so they could get a nice clear picture. But when you look at the taxis and compare it to the size of the convention center, you go, that son of a gun is massive.
Yeah.
Which it is. And it's multiple floors, so you've got so much going on.
And they take over every hotel within a half-mile radius too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if not a mile, Mike,
every
because
conference room they can get their hands on.
Well, see, and I just got to thinking about that today. I was talking to Les. I've got tickets for the World Sci-Fi Convention down in San Antonio, and I was just thinking that's only 2 months away. I hadn't even got a hotel booked, and I need to do something because that's going to be kind of the same thing.
You're going to be 20 miles to get there if you don't book soon.
Yeah. And Les was over here today wanting to try to download the descriptions of all the panels and everything so that he had a guide that he could flip through and kind of look at. But just the panels for one day took up 66 pages. So needless to say, we didn't do that. But when you've got so much information, Les, and I've offered to Les, I told him he could take my tablet. He declined. He's afraid of losing it. To me, if you are not, and Les, don't take this the wrong way. I know we joke about you with the email and stuff. Don't take this the wrong way. If you do not have a smartphone or some kind of electronic device, it's going to be really tough because I've read several different things. Let me see. Mia Moore is, can't remember what website she's got. I'll try to find it here before we're done. She posted a little article from when she went to Comic-Con last year. She's going again this year. If anybody's been on the internet and seen the Ramona Flowers doing the hula hoop thing, that's her. She posted an article talking about how you need to get your Twitter account, your Foursquare account, and an Instagram account, because there's going to be a ton of people there, vendors and the like, who are going to say, all right, check in on Foursquare, take a picture of us, a picture of yourself in front of the booth, and tweet that picture. And then you get free stuff that nobody else will be able to get. So if you're tapped in like that, you're good. But also, if you've got a smartphone or you've got a tablet of some type, you can download all of these guides. In fact, I found another one, Les. It's the quick guide. So it doesn't give you the in-depth of all the different things, but it gives you an overview of the panels that are going on. And when you've got access to those kind of things on one little phone or a tablet, it beats carrying around 4 3-ring binders that poor Les is going to have to do if he wants to keep up with
because
stuff.
It's going to take like 40,000 pages to print all that crap out.
Actually, that's kind of not bad, Actually, if you dress as Dennis the Menace and get you a little red wagon, you could actually use that to pull the books. That would come in handy. There you go.
That's pretty clever.
He wouldn't do that.
Then you've got people staring at him going, "Who's he dressed as?" It's like the church folks that came by the door the other day wanting to talk, and one guy went back to the truck to get a book for me, and the lady was going, "Oh, he's into comics too." And then when he comes back, he collects Mad Magazine, and I'm like, "Well, that's kind of the same, maybe, I don't know."
You just sort of pat her on the head and send her in.
Yeah, you silly thing.
Okay,
That's nice. Favorite memories?
Well, let's talk about stuff. Cons always have some good stuff and always have some stuff that is not so much fun. Good memories I've had meeting people like Gil Kane, Will Eisner, Howard Chaykin.
Well, that's what I was going to kind of say. Let's kind of divide it off and say, all right, who's the most interesting person that you've met? Or most offensive person. That would be that could be actually a two-parter, because we all meet great people. We also meet the really offensive. So who's the most interesting person that you've met? And it could be a celebrity, or it could be somebody in the crowd.
It really would have to be Will Eisner, because he was so forthright with any question you had for him. He was had a good response, a quick response, and he didn't leave anybody out.
Right.
He was one of the most considerate men I had met. Gil Kane was the same way. Gil Kane, I brought up a book he did, a magazine he did called His Name is Savage. It went one issue. I loved it because it was guns and fist fights. You could obviously see his muse. The person he designed the character after was Lee Marvin.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it was just fun. He was just a fun person to talk to. And when I brought up that magazine, he said, "Oh, you're one of those that read that." And I said, "Yes, I loved it. And I wish I had my copy of it. It's long past gone, but I wanted him to sign it. Unfortunately, that's not possible now anyway."
Yeah.
But I just remember good things that or people I've met, or things I've seen. There were very few things that I was upset with. Maybe baby carts up and down the aisles, because those people take
and
up.
you want to take a wagon to San Diego.
Leave me alone.
Yes, but I could be Dennis the Menace at his real age. So if they would just permit me that I could pull that off.
Nope.
But
That's a lot to ask.
You can try. We'll see.
I've met artists or writers that have kind of blown the public off. They just didn't want to talk. They didn't want to even shake hands. They were there to sign your book and press you on your way. So that's a disadvantage. But most everything else was great fun, and that's every convention I've been to, and I felt lucky. I feel lucky that I've met so many people, even the people at the local conventions, including the dealers, because they're always good time, and they always are good to me. So that's kind of what I have to contribute.
Yep. We lost James, so I guess I'll go next. Most interesting person I've met at a con. I guess I've met a lot of very nice, very friendly people, both celebrities and not celebrities. Like you talked about last, some of the dealers and all that. And also other convention goers. But this last convention that we went to, met Terry Moore, who's one of my favorite writers. That was a great experience. Very appreciative man, and it was great to listen to him. Listen to some of those stories. Another one, speaking about interesting stories, and he was here last time too, was Jim Stranko. And if you want to hear some interesting stories, believe it or not, Stranko's on Twitter now. He's got a Twitter account. I am Stranko, and he is
a phenomenon already.
Yeah.
He's been on it for not even 2 weeks at this point, and it's unbelievable.
Okay, then I've got to get on there. Y'all mentioned that the other day, and I completely forgot about it, because he is awesome.
He is.
Well, when I showed y'all the other night, Mike didn't get a chance to see it. A friend of mine happened to be at one of the half-price books, and he found this. It's History of Comics by Jim Steranko, first edition with no logo on it, and got it for a steal because there are some stains on the pages and everything. But he calls me up over July 4th, and he goes, "The name Stanko, sir." So I go, "Steranko?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Is that an important name?" And I'm going, "What do you have?" He says, "None of your business." I said, "All right, I want to see this." And he brought it over the other day. But yeah, I got it. What'd you say it was under? The real Steranko?
I am Steranko.
I am Steranko.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. I like the fact that you know, he's kind of dressed the same over the years, but it's always a nice turtleneck and a sport coat, regardless of the fact that it's May and in Texas or whatever, and he's got the hair. It looks perfect.
He's got the magician's hair.
Yeah, kind of like mine, except not as flat. And he's just an awesome guy to talk to. In fact, this last show that he was at, this last Comic-Con, when I went through the line, I was just kind of talking to him, shaking his hand. I said, "It's a pleasure to meet you," and he goes, "No, James, it's my pleasure." And I'm like,
he went all fangirl on it. You stuck his fingers in your mouth, didn't you?
Chewing on my pigtails.
As Thomas will tell you too, for every person he shook hands with, he stood.
He stood up to shake your hand.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Just an amazing guy.
As for, I've never really had experience where, like you talked about, Les, someone just kind of whatever. It's just a negative. I've had one experience that was kind of disappointing. I won't say it was negative. And I won't say the name, but what had happened is I had gone up to get her autograph, and I'll say this, a media celebrity, and this was on a Sunday. So it was the Sunday portion of the convention, and apparently she was more interested in the little 8-year-old girl who was there the day before. Apparently, she met her Saturday. She went home. The girl drew a picture, brought it back to her Sunday, and he's like, "Oh my God, that's so lovely," and all that kind of stuff. And meanwhile, "Oh, here you go, autograph." And gave me the picture. I'm like, "Oh, okay, nice to see you. Bye." Just a total blow off on me. I didn't, and this was back before they really started charging prices. If there was, if that had happened now, I would have probably said something. I would have been nice about it, but I would have said something, because that's, I understand it's a little 8-year-old girl and she's cute and all that, but hey, yeah. So that's all I gotta say. But I've only had one or two kind of negative experiences, so I can't really complain. Overall, they've been very pleasant experiences. Meeting media celebrities or comic creators, that kind of stuff. They've all been very positive, so I can't really complain at all. And believe me, I've heard worse stories than that, so I have got nothing to complain about.
As far as I'll start with the bad first. I really have not had a bad experience at any of the shows, except for maybe, and it wasn't really even a bad experience. It was the convention with, of course, it was the convention right after my wife had passed away, and so I wasn't in the best of spirits, but I didn't want to stay home and mope about. And I went, and Felicia Day was there, and Eddie McClintock from Warehouse 13, and I really wanted to meet them and get pictures and stuff. And so I had somebody take the picture with me and Felicia Day, and it blurred, so it wasn't a great picture. And of course, and then Eddie was goofing and joking and everything, and he pulled the this whole routine where he kind of leaned out of the photo when they snapped it, and so we only got half his head. Of course, I heard he's coming back to another convention. I'm going to take that photo and show it to him and go, I want a refund or I want a new one. But it wasn't overall a bad experience. It just wasn't, a great experience. And then we've talked so many times about basically the things that we love about the conventions, and one of them is the people. And it's not mainly the celebrities. Like I said, that one, it was Eddie McClintock and Felicia Day. But my favorite thing is meeting the B, C, D, all the way to Z class celebrities that usually don't get a lot of FaceTime. People walk by and go, "Who's that?" or that type of thing. And I like meeting those people because they have sometimes the best stories, and they have more time to talk because less people are in front of their booth and everything. When I first the first convention I ever went to was All-Con back in 2009, and I got to meet Anne Lockhart, and I knew exactly who she was when I saw her. Even though she's gotten older from her days on Battlestar Galactica, she's still a gorgeous woman, and she still looks just like she did back then. And we just got to talking, and she tells some of the greatest stories about being on set. And those are the kind of things I like to hear. James Hampton, who played, of course, I first remember him from Hannibal Dobbs in F Troop back in the late '60s. Of course, I was catching them on reruns and syndication.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
But then, he went on to be the dad in Teen Wolf. He was in, was he in Silver Bullet? Anyway, there's a lot of different shows that he's been in, and so you'd recognize him when you see him. And
Wasn't he in The Longest Yard too, the original one?
Yes, I think, yeah.
Caretaker.
Yep, that's him. He was talking about filming another show here in Dallas somewhere at the time, and how he was playing the sheriff, and somebody had pulled up and parked in a spot that was supposed to be for cast and crew, and the person who came out to complain actually came up to him thinking he was the real sheriff, asking if he would make them move. And he says, I didn't have the heart to tell him, so I just went ahead and played along with it to get him to go away, and then I just walked up and left it.
I love it.
But
I love it.
I think my favorite story of all time is a guy that I met. This was October before last, so it would be Fan Days 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there, and I've got my laptop and my tablet and my phone and the camera, and I'm set for bear. And I'm sitting at the table trying to get it all straightened out, and this guy comes across. All the tables are pretty much full. He's got an armload of nachos and a soda in his bag, too. And I said, if you don't mind sitting with me, there's a couple of chairs, grab one. So he sat down, and we got to talking, and I asked him where he was from, thinking, he was local, but come to find out he was from Tampa Bay. And I said, why'd you come all the way this way? He says, well, when I was in college, I studied overseas, and I racked up all these airline miles. And so my favorite thing to do is find a convention somewhere in a spot that's interesting. And I use my airline miles for hotel and airfare. And then I go and I just volunteer. And I said, that is awesome. And then he starts telling me all these stories about people he's run into, about meeting a famous wrestler on the subway on his way to a show in New York. And then, and the thing was, he didn't know who the wrestler was. And, the wrestler was asking him about his tubes and stuff for his artwork. And he says, are you going to the show? And he goes, you don't know who I am, fool? And he says, oh, no, I sure don't. And kind of find out he's, a famous wrestler and everything. And they hit it off so good, the wrestler let him hang out with him the rest of the day, got him backstage, He basically hung out VIP with the wrestler the rest of the day. And
Wow.
and then he talks about going to Georgia and actually getting on set on the filming of the second season Walking Dead. And if I'm not mistaken, I have not seen second season extras or bonuses on the DVD or anything, but supposedly he's on there because he stood outside the set with a sign that said, "I drove 500 miles to come watch." And the director came back out, asked him if it was true. He said, "Yeah." And they brought him on the set, let him watch. He got posters autographed by the entire crew, and made the extras in the bonus on the DVD.
Cool.
Those are the kind of stories I like to hear.
Yep.
Those are the kind of stories I should have been recording for interviews for the webs. Oh, well, another time.
And several years ago at San Diego, we normally stay at one of the Marriotts, and at that time, they had a celebrity party held on the rooftop, which was a nice bar, and they were shooing us out of there, the normal folks, when it came time close to letting the celebrities up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they might have if you'd been wearing pants last. Jeez.
I probably could have gotten in there.
That would be a problem.
But I rode the elevator down to the lobby, and then to pick up something at the store there. As I was riding the elevator back up, there opposite me was wrestling legend Sergeant Slaughter.
Who?
And not funny.
The G.I. Joe guy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, him. Okay.
He what do you say? You say, of course, you say, "Hello, sir. I'm a big fan." And the voice wasn't quite as gruff as on the programs, but very considerate guy, and shook my hand. And of course, I didn't have anything to sign at the time, so it was not a big deal anyway.
So I ripped my T-shirt open and bared the chest.
Ooh, what's the back of his shirt say?
Yeah, what's the back say?
In which he replied, "Has anybody got a razor?"
The back of the shirt says, "We are the people our parents warned us about." And I do believe that.
Make it sound like a bad thing.
But I even went back down into the lobby and just watched people come in, and it was amazing to see the artists and writers, the actors, actresses, just flowing in to go up to the top and goof around for a few hours. And at that hotel also, they have the room cards were all sponsored by DC. So you had a card for Smallville, you had a card for Red Sun, you had a card for Supernatural, all these different publications or television shows involving DC characters. So it was kind of cool, and I tried to get as many of those as I could, especially Monday as I'm leaving. Yeah, they're going to throw them out. I said, I want at least one of everything. So they started thumbing through and tossing them at me. It's just one of those.
Get out of here, you bum! Go!
Yeah. Anything to get you out of here. They threw them like ninja stars, but it was well worth it. So the people there in San Diego are great fun too, because they know that this is probably their big day for the year, and they do want to take care of you.
Well, like I said, I've said before, it's the Super Bowl of conventions, so
yeah,
they're reaping in the benefits of a Super Bowl that lasts 5 days.
And
that's
it
true.
Doesn't move every year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, at this point, it's too big to do that.
Yeah. Well, unless they decide to move it to LA or something.
Which I hope they don't. They've even talked Las Vegas.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
These are the only places that have facilities big enough to hold it.
That's true.
I don't know if even New York could do it.
Well, New York's got their own. They're developing their own San Diego thing now for in October. So, yeah, they could still do it and take this one over too. But I don't.
San Diego Comic-Con takes over Burning Man. Open desert,
That would be interesting.
Never mind. Okay.
A lot of walking, but it would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to.
I know Mike doesn't go to many conventions, but what's his take on it?
That's a lot of crap.
The door has been opened, Mike, so you gotta be careful what you ask for.
No, my plan here was to kind of keep quiet because I mean cons just kind of aren't my thing. I mean it's
Poke.
This
is not Facebook.
There's no poking. And it's not really that big a bear. It's just not my thing, I'm not. There's something I don't know. There's something. There are wires crossed in my head or something. And
that's a good. Well, and it's not just you though, and that's a good question. What is it about the cons that you don't like? I mean, is it too crowded? Is it the fact that people are there spending their money on immaterial or not immaterial, but stuff? Is it the materialism that turns you away, or?
Well, I mean, honestly, the crowd is a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
I am just not comfortable in crowded rooms.
Yeah.
I can count the number of times I've gone to a movie in public on one hand. I mean, in the last 5 years. Because it's just a crowded room, and it makes me nervous, makes me edgy. Beyond that, though, I would probably still have issues with San Diego Comic-Con just for the sheer size of it. It's just one of those things. It's just too big.
Now, what if San Diego Comic-Con was held at a place like Twin Peaks? Would that be different?
It'd be a lot more crowded, seeming.
Yes,
many hundreds of thousands of people, and I think they have an occupancy limit. I don't know.
But the fact is, they would still be there, to kind of even out the, that's the way I kind of look at it. It's almost like they're it's kind of a placebo effect, a calming effect, for you've got all the masses of people that you really don't like, and then you've got those lovely servers from Twin Peaks. Just make it all better. Maybe if you could get an entourage of Twin Peaks waitresses to take you to Comic-Con.
They could be your guard, your royal guard.
Actually, the Sith cheerleaders are, kind of hot, so you could take some of them.
These are interesting points.
I just hate to see you missing out, man.
I mean,
or do you think you're missing out, or could you care less about it?
It doesn't bother me. I mean, I actually do kind of force myself to do like one a year, just if nothing else, to remind me why I don't like them. But then I also do it as a social event. I mean, I don't get to, for example, I don't get to hang out in person with you guys very often. Mm-hmm. So,
that's overrated.
I'll force myself to go to a con just for the opportunity to hang out with you guys. I will definitely.
I think we just got slammed, man.
Try to.
The drummer's like, ba-doop.
You were saying, Mike.
Yeah.
It was great fun to have Mike there at the StripCon.
But that was a small.
And
that was a smaller. That was smaller con too.
There was no crowd whatsoever, and I had a great time at that con and enjoyed it immensely. And you get a much bigger con than that, and I start to get twitchy.
Just to clear up for people, StripCon is in no way affiliated with Twin Peaks or any of those kind of businesses. It's comic artists.
It's a web comic.
Yeah.
Convention, which we will not have this year.
You're right, and as much as we say it was. a webcomic convention.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I was looking forward to that just because it was a fun experience, which it was one of the very few fun con experiences I've ever had. So,
well, you're not all that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there,
I'm
Mike.
I'm good.
Okay. You're not all that big into seeing some of the celebrities or the creators either. I mean, there might be a couple you might be interesting to see them, but it's not,
I don't know. I'm weird, which is not.
Well,
really
we all
a
are.
surprise to anybody, but
Speak for yourself, bud.
I'm starting to come to realize that I'm about the least fanboy you'll ever meet. Yeah, that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't have any problem meeting these people, other than just generally, I'm a little socially awkward with new people. My deal is I'm not walking up to somebody and saying, "Hey, I'm a big fan," and then striking up conversation. That's not something I'm good at. And this is all turning into psychotherapy pretty fast. But
Which actually, that's pretty good because then you don't end up going up to somebody and going, so.
Right, and I mean, that's, yeah.
Squeeing all over them.
The idea of having conversations with these people, I think, would be really cool. It's just not something I'm good at, so I find other ways to do it. So I torture them on Twitter.
And thus, we have Twitter. God bless Twitter.
God bless Twitter. My wife is starting to think I'm nuts as far as that goes.
Starting to? How long have you been married? How long y'all been married
with the
again?
Twitter.
Didn't we just cover that last week?
It's, yeah, we did. Last week was a milestone, sort of, or
Yeah.
we talked about it last week. Yeah.
We talked about it last week. It was actually the week before, right? Because it was the 3rd.
The 3rd.
Yes, I remember. I was there somewhere.
You were.
Lurking in the shadows.
You were there in a grass skirt, just right along with the rest of us.
That's true.
Grass
That's
skirt?
true. Yes. I still have it somewhere, I think.
The coconut bra?
No, we did manage to not wear coconut bras, but we did do grass skirts.
It would have been hard to have that over the tux.
I was told, and this was, well, maybe this is not the time or place for that story. But
Oh, why not?
When is?
back to like cons, but due to a certain other conversation, I was told that I could wear whatever I wanted at the reception, but I had to wear traditional clothing at the wedding itself. And so that was where the grass skirts came from. I was like, I have to do something.
So you're not like me, you have to wear pants, right?
Well, I think the beginning of the thing was when we went to size for the tuxes. The phrase that the lady used was "shoes are optional," and so I was like, "Cool, I don't have to wear shoes to the wedding." And Leslie said, "No, you have to wear shoes to the wedding." Like, you can't stop me at the reception. She's like, "Fine, do what you want at the reception. You have to wear standard wedding clothes to the wedding." Okay.
Hence the grass skirts and the lay,
Uh-huh.
and the sunglasses.
And sunglasses.
Yeah.
Anyway, managed to totally get off of that topic. Sidetrack and a half.
What? Us get in the ditch? We never do that.
L.A.
I
Omaha.
knew I should have taken that right turn at Albuquerque.
Well, it would probably been easier to find it on the map if I knew how to spell Albuquerque. All right, now that we've psychoanalyzed you,
I feel much better.
the bill is in the mail. Let me see. We covered what's our favorite things. Now, okay, here's a good question. When you go to the conventions, do you hit the dealer's room first? Do you go to your, do you like, or actually not even what do you hit first, but what's the main thing that you're going for? Is it to meet celebrities? Is it to look for something particular, or is it just to be in the throng, not the thong, the throng and the sea of humanity that is the convention floor?
What's wrong with thongs?
Oh, I noticed you said that you didn't say anything about not wearing that under your tux. So. That'll be for another session of psychoanalyzation.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite spot or the favorite thing to do at a convention? Is it to see the celebrities? Is it to hit the dealer room floor, or the panels, or whatnot? Les?
Well, for me, I want to first check out what the panels are going to be. That kind of determines whether or not I go to the floor.
Right.
Dealer's floor is fine, but I want to know what person is talking where, what panel or Q&A is going to be going on, so I can kind of judge my day.
Right.
Because as the day wears on, say here at Irving, I have a tendency to go to the floor. If I go to the floor, I go see the people I know first. Then I may do some shopping, but I want to know what's going on in the panels first, see if there is somebody I want to see. In San Diego, as the day goes on, I get less and less wanting to go see the panels and make my way down to the dealer's floor. So my first thing is to see about the panels, the Q&A.
That's the problem I have with San Diego, is the panels, because I look at all I get all the schedules of the panels, and I've been posting them. God, have I been posting them. And, okay, I want to go to this one. Well, I want to go to that one, too, and I want to go to that one, and I want to go to that one. They're all at the same time. How am I supposed to be in 5 different places, especially in a place like San Diego? It's not so bad in Irving, although there's been times where we've Alcon. I know there was right there at the end there was 2 panels going on at the same time that we wanted to do, and we just flipped a coin and chose. But there's so many things going on at once, and I understand why it's happening, because you got they're looking at other people besides me, or what I'm interested in doing. They got to satisfy hundreds of thousands of people. But that's my one big problem about going to San Diego. So it's just I want to be everywhere so I can hear what's being said, what's coming out, or them talking about what has come out and why they did this and that kind of thing. So,
my friend, I see a clone in the future for you. Several clones.
And then we'll have a war.
Send in the clones.
Send in the clones. No, usually my favorite thing, of course, I've already talked about, loving to meet the people and the celebrities and everything. And I think that's basically what it is just every convention, the costumes and the people and their passions, and just being able to sit and talk with them about what they do and what makes them happy and everything. That's what I like about it.
Good luck with that in San Diego.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's really, if it comes down to it, what my favorite thing about going to the show is here. It's great to see the celebrities. It's great to meet some of the creators, because it's people that I've only known by name. Even in the age of internet, all I know is their name and their work, that kind of stuff. So to actually be able to walk up to them and shake their hand and say, "Hey, I appreciate what you've done and thank you," and that kind of stuff. It's the other people. It's the cosplayers, especially some of the ones that we are friends with. We've already talked about before. Some of the dealers. And then the other convention goers, it's nice to see them again. Hey, what's been going on? You having a good time? What you got planned to do while you're here? And hey, that kind of thing. It's a fun experience. It's kind of not really a reunion, but it's just great seeing some of these people again.
As opposed to going to San Diego Comic-Con, you go, hey, I'm a people person. I want to meet people. And you go to San Diego, and you come back, and you're going, oh, my God, there were so many people. I don't want to see anybody. I'm going to crawl in a hole, and I'm not coming out until next year.
But, of course, the dealer's floor, you can also meet a lot of the artists and writers. They'll have booths there, and like you were talking earlier, you've had Neil Adams and Steranko and Terry Moore and so many others, and I would suspect that a lot of those same people will be in San Diego, which is fine. There are things that I want to get from Terry Moore if he's out there this time. Things that he did not have when I was there last, or saw him last.
I think he will be there. I'm not sure.
But going out there and seeing Sergio and have him sitting at a booth and just doing sketches or doing signings, talking about Gru, talking about so many things that he did for Mad Magazine, where most of us first found him. It's just something you look forward to, and I think that it's a big plus. I know that there are a couple of dealers out there that I do know, and I'm looking forward to seeing them again. They were good to me on some sales, and they've done some research for me for some prints that I wanted, and I still want so badly, but the price is just a little bit out of the reach right now. But I'm sorry, I'm rambling now. I just enjoy the convention so much. That's just it. I haven't, so.
He's a rambling man.
I don't think
he was born a rambling man.
That's right.
I was born a rambling. What was I talking about again?
Not sure.
There we go.
All right. Well,
you need to come up with a shirt that has "screw you" written on the back, so that when we upset you, you can just turn around and you can see that.
Oh, well, I guess we beat San Diego Comic-Con to death. So,
well, we've talked about other cons too.
Back in the next week, so
yeah.
Especially.
Well, maybe beating y'all next. I may be beating y'all next week. It's been beating me for the last week.
Yeah, Tom's looking forward to rest now.
It's San Diego Comic-Con NATO.
You may want to stay off Twitter for a few days, man.
I think I've posted everything that's Comic-Con related, schedule wise. Oh God. Well, I think I know everything that Dynamite's doing for the next couple of months.
Priming the pump, man.
Huh?
That's all you've been doing is priming the pump.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I know.
Now here comes the flow. Time to drink from the fire hose, boys and girls.
So
that was a movie reference.
Yes. Movie reference that probably not too many people would know.
Probably not.
Not saying it was a bad movie, just not one that most people have seen.
It wasn't. Yeah, didn't make a lot of money at the box office.
And Les is just sitting there. Are we sure the picture's not frozen?
Poke him! Poke him!
Not
I think he's frozen.
He is frozen, isn't he?
He is frozen.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, there you go. He's back.
Oh no, he was frozen, all right.
Damn.
He was frozen.
That was
He was working
that
on
was
his
impressive.
poker face.
That was impressive.
Couldn't even see my nose hair blowing, could you?
Not with the resolution on your webcam, sir.
Hey.
Woohoo. Ouch.
Had to get a tech jab in on him at some point.
There you go.
The email
It's okay.
It's getting a little too. He just turns around when we make email jokes anymore.
There you
Got to be a little more creative.
go. Yeah. Well, you told me about getting a thumb drive. I'm like, you're going to get a thumb drive? Okay.
You sure you know what that is?
The win will be when we get him on Twitter.
Oh. Let's wait. Let's just wait,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Hold your breath there, Mike.
No, I'm not holding my breath. I'm saying that will be the win. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow. I'm just saying that's the benchmark right there. Someday.
You taking bets?
We'll make a fake less Twitter account.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to take this opportunity to drop out. I've got a young 3-year-old in there that does not know what bedtime is, and so he must be dealt with.
She's getting the rings.
Uh-oh. The Lord of the Rings. Da-da-da.
But don't worry.
All right.
I never show the bruises. They can never find the bruises. It's great. Now I'm going to have CPS call.
CPS is going to be on your butt so quick. It's
Shut up and go
It's recorded, dude. Jeez. Going on the internet.
We will see you, gentlemen. Good night, everybody. James Pickering with GalaxyCalledDallas.com. Oh, and Les, bring me back a T-shirt. 4X, please.
Okay.
Talk to y'all later.
My Little Ponies one.
No!
Bronies for life.
You didn't specify, so it's going to be My Little Ponies.
It's not like they won't have them. They will.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be there.
It's up to my discretion. Woohoo!
Yeah, that's right. That was why I made the comment. You shouldn't leave it open like that. Be careful
That's
what
right.
you wish for. Well, since we've already got to that point, why don't we call it an evening? Les, have a safe trip out there and back.
Thank you.
Hope you have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Right.
have all the fun for us.
I hope Gina gets a lot of rest and sun and finishes reading her books because that's what she's going to be doing.
Yep.
So next week we're not even through. We'll be talking more San Diego.
Yes, it will be all that there is as far as news goes.
We'll cover some of the news, but we'll also pick Les's brain on hopefully have some fun stories to discuss about this year's show. Some of the sights and sounds, because they decorate that town with a ton of ads. So it'll be interesting to see what they do this year. Anybody got anything else before we call it an evening?
Not here.
Okay. Mikey, you got anything?
The only thing I was going to throw out was to remind everybody that Red Sonja comes out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's already sold out at the dealers, at the distributors.
The much anticipated Red Sonja.
And someone's going to have a review on that.
Someone is planning on having a review. on that tomorrow.
I wonder who that is.
We will see what happens.
Dun dun dun. That's
Is
a
it on Twitter?
tease. Huh?
It's on Twitter. I know nothing about it.
No,
What's
it'll be
on
on our
Twitter?
website, dude.
The review.
It'll be on the website.
I do refer to it on Twitter, but it will be on our website.
Okay.
Give me until like the evening because it sometimes takes me a while to get going.
Well, it'll be early evening for him because he'll be in San Diego at that point.
He's probably doing something other than reading our website, but that's okay.
You're not going to preview night, are you, Les? Do you have ticket to
No.
preview night?
Oh no.
So he can.
Good. Okay.
So
Cool.
That sold out extremely early.
yeah.
I'm sure everything did.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised Les was able to get tickets. Quite honest. After how many years of being out? Because you were going for several years, and then what? You went 2 or 3 years, but of not being able to get them.
Yes, sir.
So,
Like probably 2009.
yeah. So congratulations of being in again.
Thank you.
So with that, we will say thank you for watching us. Mikey, you want to go ahead and plug your Twitter account?
I am at Mikey Geek.
At Mikey Geek, and of course, we're at Fellowship Geeks. We're on Facebook, the Fellowship of the Geeks. So please follow us there and in Google Plus. It's a long ass number. Just there's a link on the website. Just go to that. It'll be easier.
Fellowshipofthegeeks.net.
And of course, fellowshipofthegeeks.net. .net, not .com. There is a difference.
Yeah, those splitters.
Well.
No, not really. That was another movie quote. Another movie that didn't make a crap load of money. But anyway.
So, with that, we wish you a good week. Y'all take it easy, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Night.